Hey, Doug, I'm sorry here for Doc Sports, and I am back here to talk about golf. And you might be saying, Doug, you live in Arizona. Why are you wearing a sweater and a shirt underneath it and stuff like that? Well, I got to tell you, right now I think it's not even 50 yet, and it's been raining probably since about 2 or 3 in the morning. As here, and we're getting like north of here, Flagstaff, stuff like that. They're going to get a foot or more of snow. We're obviously not going to get that, but had some rain here, and let's see here. So if you live in the Midwest, maybe some of the South and the East, whatever's going through here is coming your way. So get ready, get set for that. But hey, I'm here to talk about golf and do it up. We got the Honda Classic this week, and as the tour transcends from the West Coast to the East Coast. We begin the Florida portion of it, starting at Palm Beach Gardens at the PGA National and the Champions course. So that's where we're at this week. And the Champions course is one of the toughest courses on the PGA Tour. It's got some lots of water. 15 of the 18 holes have water on the course, and it has the famous bear trap. Okay, named Jack Nicklaus came in and did a redesign on the original version of the course, and holes 15 to 17 are tough. Okay, how tough are they? Well, 90% of the players that have played at this course, PGA professionals, I'm talking about, 90% of them, however many times they've played, they're for those 3 holes, 90% of them are over par. Okay. So that's impressive. So it's a tough track. Not every hole's tough, but it's definitely one of the toughest holes on one of the toughest golf courses on the PGA Tour for sure. And I would say we're looking into if you want to see a little bit of action. Okay, on this one. So like I said, there's lots of water, and the other thing that's a big thing here is the wind because the course isn't all that long. It's only 70, I think it's 7,125 yards, short by PGA standards, these current standards, anyways. But there's lots of water. The holes, many of the holes are not particularly long, so a lot of guys aren't using drivers on the holes, so they're using 3 wood or something else, possibly even a long iron. And then the greens are well protected. And then, like I said, there's lots of water, and then there's the wind. So you miss hit shots, you're going to have to scramble, and if you get wet, okay, you're looking at doubles. And no golf course on the PGA Tour uh, has more or has come up with as many double bogeys or worse than this course. So finally, we get a tough test, and this is just on a personal note, okay? I think I've made myself clear. I'm not exactly fond of all PGA professionals. I'm not saying I don't like them, any of them, but like this week, 4 of the top 10 players there's a variety of top 10 players that live in and around where this golf course is. Okay, 4 of them in particular, and to name Dustin Johnson and Rory McIlroy in particular, they're not playing. Okay, even though it's in their backyard. Okay, not literally but figuratively, they're very close to it. Okay, and they said, well, it's hard to play because the next 2 weeks we played at the Genesis. Some of them did, and last week in Los Angeles. Then they're going to play next week at Arnold Palmer at the Bay Hill Invitational. Of course, that's not everybody, only those who get invited. And then the following week is the Players Championship. Okay, so to play golf 4 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row, it's just asking too much. Okay, it's taxing. Well, I just happened to look it up, and McIlroy and Dustin Johnson, since the season began last October, and in the United States, have played 3 times. Okay, now they've gone over to Saudi Arabia and to play golf, and they got big appearance fees. Okay, in order to do that. So you tell me. Okay, what's most important to them? Can you imagine? Geez, having to play golf 4 weeks in a row. Imagine just how did those guys do it, 30 years ago? It's just amazing that they were able to do that. So that it's a wonder. It's a wonder is what it is that they were able to do that. So I think we can figure out as to why. And so put this way, if there was appearance money and Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson got $1 million to show up, I bet they'd go there and they'd ride their bike there, okay, to be able to play. But that's just me talking, okay, in my opinion on that one. So we'll see how it all plays out. But anyways, this is a tough golf course, okay, finally. And like I say, and the other thing about the wind is that there's pretty much a steady breeze, but then there's a lot of gusts. So when you get the gusts, okay, that's when the ball can start to move, okay, and that creates a bigger obstacle. Now, the field, because a lot of these guys aren't playing, isn't as strong as what we're used to, especially what we've seen the last couple of weeks here. So in terms of the top players that are here, again, among the favorites, Daniel Berger, Luis Oosthuizen, Brooks Koepka. Last week's winner, Joaquin Niemann, is in here too. So it's a good field. And the last three champions are also here for this event. Matt Jones from last year, won it in 2020, and Keith Mitchell in 2019. So some guys that play well here, and the guys that play well here are not necessarily big hitters, but they're good with their irons, and they like to putt on these types of greens as well. So that's a big thing. Now, any of those guys I just mentioned, for the most part, I'm okay with them, but a couple of warning signs. And some of these guys, at least I'll throw out to you, Berger, Koepka, and Matthew Wolff, to me, all have warning signs. Berger pulled out of the Pebble Beach and missed the cut at Phoenix. Okay, it's his back. Okay, and so do you really want to back somebody as the second favorite in this tournament who, until he's proven, I don't want to. Okay, from that standpoint, and I haven't. Okay, Kopka is a guy that usually plays his best when he's in a loaded field, and that adds to his motivation, okay, wanting to beat the best of the best. Okay, that this field does not have that. Okay, so I wonder a little bit about him. And Matthew Wolff's game, to me, is kind of as a mess right now. To me, he's a wild card, and he could find water real easy with the way he's playing right now. So I would tend to shy away from him. Now, excuse me, who some of the guys that I like. Well, I think Im has some possibilities for a top 10 finish and some head-to-head action, along with Oosthuizen. Okay, Oosthuizen is well known for playing well on tougher golf courses, and this one certainly qualifies for that. And he's got a bulldog mentality, so I think he's got a chance, and he's an excellent scrambler, by the way, also, and that's going to be important when you're playing on this course. Another guy that I wasn't high on at first, but then I went and did some more research is Fleetwood, Tommy Fleetwood. Um, he's finished in the top five here twice when he's played, and he's also recently had a couple of top 20 finishes playing overseas. So I like him. This is his first time, by the way, to play on the U.S. Tour this particular season. Um, the other aspect here that comes in, the PGA, the odds from I'm seeing on sports books, some of the, let's just say, the better favorites, they're kind of discouraging you again. The sports books are, from playing these guys with negative odds. So that's, you have to make a decision on that one. Guys that might be better plays. I'm not saying I would discourage it, completely, but I mean, it's going to be negative odds. So it's minus whatever, minus 110, minus 120, minus 130 for some of these guys, if you're looking hopefully for a little simpler play day. But Mitchell, Pereira, and Norin are all plus odds. So those guys are worth a look for some top 20 plays. And I would also I forgot to mention Oosthuizen, and Fleetwood. I think there's some favorable matchups in head to head if you look around, and you can see now, because every sports book is going to be a little bit different how they handle that. So I'll let you take a look at and see what you decide. But all three of those guys, I think there's definitely some favorable matchups you could consider for this week, on the PGA Tour. So that's it. That's what I got for you. Okay, here on golf for this week. I'll be back next week with some more talk about golf here, and let's see if we can put together a winning weekend right now. So this is Doug Upstone for Doc Sports. I'll be back on Thursday with more free play action. Until then, I'm out.